metal is my life. That's what I surround myself with. People describe me as a metalhead. I grew up in Shelton, Connecticut. Everybody says it's a hick town, but it's not at all because people are just stupid and don't realize that there's not anything to do anywhere. And there's nothing really about Shelton that made me gravitate towards metal. In elementary school, I was kind of like the goody two-shoes, like all the teachers liked me and all the crap like that. And I got good grades, I studied, I had friends.
Joe was a bitch when he was younger, to be honest. He didn't like doing anything. He listened to Kiss, it was his favorite band. He's gonna deny it, but his favorite band was Kiss.
And I grew up listening to Poison, Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, Guns N' Roses, stuff like that, like since I was 3.
What do you think got Joe into this kind of music?
Oh, I'll tell you. His mother. She loves rock and roll. And you're going to tell him the story when Joe was what? 2 months old? You
Not
put him
even
in.
2 months old. I put him in a diaper, sitting on my leather skirt with a bandana in his head. And I have a cute little picture of that. And I corrupted him.
Yeah, and I guess they didn't see it coming after that, which is kind of surprising.
This is Lee's favorite one. Razors of Torment.
In 2006, this kid Elton had moved to school to Shelton from California or Florida, somewhere. And he was a drummer.
And me and Kenny decided to start a band. We got Joe on vocals, and we were really bad, but...
One of the problems with him is he was always messing up the songs live stuff. We've been playing for 2 years, still couldn't get down. And then we went for a long time without a drummer. I think we had 8 months of inactivity. And we found Lee, who was my friend Kyle's brother-in-law, and Lee was in this band Crawling Chaos. And he just contacted us because we said we needed the drummer. And he's like, yeah, I think you know Kyle or something. It's like, I'm looking for a band, so tried him out, and it was pretty much a given that he was going to play. Musically, we've gotten a lot more mature with song structures and just musicianship as a whole, and having a solid drummer really holds you down tight. Playing death metal, you're not going to do anything new. You're always going to hear your influences, so the best thing we could do is just kind of pay tribute to them while still doing our own thing and writing our own music, and all the influences shine through. It's gonna happen, it's inevitable, so you just gotta make do with that and try and make the best music you can with it.
In terms of the band, do you think that you guys are going to get more popular, or are you already seeing that?
That's the plan, but...
The
past few shows, we have been getting...
I think we could if we spent more time on it.
Practicing.
We need a studio album.
This summer will be better for practicing.
Yeah, once we
Everyone
record,
will get home.
that'd be good, too.
Yeah, college gets into it.
Now we're starting to pick up steam where we left off before. We had a way bigger following than we knew, because I would go to shows at Toads or something like that, and everybody's turning to me like, hey, you're the guy. I'm like, whoa, what the hell's going on? Like, everybody knew Oriax, and it was kind of weird. I'd love to break into the Massachusetts scene, because there's a lot of great bands that are up there, just like on the northern Connecticut, like Mass border, just to kind of break out of this state and into that one. I think that'd be a huge turning point for the band. So that's kind of where we are today. This is 88.7 FM, WNHU, West Haven. It's 2 minutes to midnight. Just gonna reference some Iron Maiden. Let's just say I like Iron Maiden a lot in the pants. You'll be hearing me again for the next 2 hours, which should be awesome. I got some cool stuff planned, but I'm gonna stop rambling and just play Portal. The intro track is Moyle, and the one after that is Abysmal off their last album, Outre, here on 88.7 FM, WNHU, Connecticut's #1 college radio station.
What would you define as metal? Like, what is metal music?
Escape. That's all it is. It's escapism. Like, you can make it as personal as you want, but either way, it's escaping from something. There really is any end of the spectrum that you could write about. You could do politics, you could do eating babies and killing shit. It's all very aggressive, which a lot of music that's out there, or at least for the mainstream, it's not aggressive because nobody's going to want to turn on the radio and feel uncomfortable and angry or pissed off at something. They're going to want something that's going to kind of soothe their mood and stuff that's happy and bouncy and bubbly and stuff like that, like Kelly Clarkson. Nobody really has any musicianship. It's, you could sing. Yeah, you and how many other people? American Idol, it's like, you know how many people could fucking sing? It's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, I can't sing. I wish I could do clean singing. And for me, doing gutturals and stuff like that isn't hard, but a lot of people are like, it's just screaming. I've coughed up blood before after a practice. It wasn't cool. It's because I wasn't doing it right. There's a technique you have to do with it, and a lot of people just dismiss it as noise or something like that. To do guttural vocals, you have to get it from the gut instead of more so up here, and just kind of just go and expand the stomach instead of going and getting it from up there. So. I don't want to sacrifice being understood with the lyrics for how it can sound, because I'm no important than any other part, the guitar, the bass, the drums, anything like that. So if you heard my lyrics, it might make the vocals more up front than something else. So I think it kind of leaves it open to hear more of the musicianship of what's going on in the song than just the vocals, because you may be able to hum out the guitar parts or something like that instead of sing along to the lyrics, which is pretty interesting because it's different from what mainstream radio plays. Metal's the least downloaded genre. At least to my understanding, that's in terms, not illegally, but in terms of iTunes and stuff like that. For every album that is bought, so say 10 albums are bought, 1 album's downloaded. That means people want the hard copy. This is the library. It's not totally organized because they're supposed to do something with it, but they didn't follow through on it. And there's a lot of history in here. This is really old and really underground, and it's really hard to locate a hard copy of that, especially original pressing. They just reissued their first 3 albums, and this is their 4th, and it didn't get a reissue. So this is really out of print and impossible to locate a hard copy of. I own about 180 CDs, something like that. I've just started to collect vinyl. There's a lot of people that are trading in their CDs and starting to collect vinyl just because it's the hard copy. You've got the big artwork, and it's about the visual. Like, a lot of people get into bands, at least to begin with, they would go to the local CD store, record store, and they just look for stuff that looked the most evil and the most terrifying, the stuff that their mom would the least want them to bring back, and they'd buy it. I didn't like death metal at all at first. So I heard Morbid Angels, like, this sucks. And now I realize Morbid Angels, to me, the second greatest death metal band ever. So, I don't know, it's more of an acquired taste because it's kind of hard to accept death metal.
Thank you! We'd like to thank Lee's showing off. We'd like to thank everybody that came out to see us and everybody for sticking around, even if your friend was playing first or anything like that. We appreciate everybody sticking around.